Good evening, viewers. Welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with news in Barbados. Governor General Sandra Mason is set to become the first president of Barbados when the country officially transitions to Republican status from November 30. During a conversation with Barbadians on Saturday, Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced that Sandra has consented to be nominated as the first president while defending the selection of the current Governor General and those selected in the past. She made it clear that nothing will change regarding the current status quo except for at least one line in the national anthem written by Irvin Burgi, "The Lord has been the people's guide for the past 300 years." In light of heated debates regarding Barbados becoming a republic and the pending constitutional changes, Mottley dismissed any notion that the process was being rushed and insisted that she was simply finishing what the father of independence, Errol Walton Barrow, began in 1966. She said that amendments to the Constitution will not be made before a consultation process has been completed. Continuing in Haiti. Many survivors of the earthquake that killed more than 2,200 people in southern Haiti are growing worried about how they will provide for their children, with more than 500,000 minors feared to be at risk from the fallout. The August 14 quake hammered infrastructure, damaging some 130,000 homes, cutting off roads and pitching thousands of families in the Western Hemisphere's poorest country into an uncertain future. The tremor claimed the lives of at least 2,207 people, injured 12,268 more, and left 344 missing, according to Haitian authorities, and followed an even more destructive earthquake in 2010, which killed tens of thousands of Haitians. Still, there are a few encouraging developments. Late on Sunday, civil protection authorities said 24 people who had been reported missing, including 4 children, had been found and taken by helicopter to Camp Perrin to be looked after. And now for news from Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced 7 no-movement days from August 22 to September 5 in a bid to curb the latest surge in coronavirus cases in Jamaica. Tightening of the curfews, which form part of the government's infection prevention and control measures, are also aimed at reducing hospitalizations and deaths. The new measures come as the virus's more transmissible Delta variant was confirmed to be present in Jamaica. Mr. Holness said the police have been given clear instructions to enforce the restriction on movement during the designated periods. Hurricane Grace pummeled Mexico with torrential rain on Sunday, causing severe flooding and mudslides that killed at least 8 people after becoming one of the most powerful storms in years to hit the country's Gulf Coast. The state's government said 8 people were killed, including 6 from a single family. All but one of the victims died in the state capital, including a young girl killed by a mudslide that hit her home, the government said. Grace smashed windows, down trees, power cables, and telegraph poles, leaving debris strewn around Tecolutla, though there were no human casualties, local authorities said. Mexico City's international airport said some flights were canceled due to the hurricane. The national power utility reported 565,000 electricity users were affected by outages. And finally, on the international scene, President Joe Biden says efforts to evacuate people from Kabul airport are accelerating, with United States troops expanding the perimeter around the site. Many thousands of Afghans have been queuing at the gates in desperate attempts to flee the country after the Taliban swept to power on August 15. Biden said on Sunday that the U.S. had flown nearly 28,000 people out of the airport in the past week. He faces pressure to extend the deadline for evacuations beyond August 31. Earlier, the Pentagon said in a statement that 18 commercial planes would be used to help transfer evacuees to third countries from safe sites outside Afghanistan. At least 20 people have died as thousands queue outside Kabul airport, and NATO officials said amid reports that some were being crushed to death. The scene on Sunday was reportedly calmer than in previous days. The UK has evacuated 5,725 people since August 13, the Ministry of Defense said late on Sunday. The UK has more than 1,000 armed forces personnel deployed in Kabul. And that is all for your regional news. Thank you for joining. Good night.